Deg bina break.
Download Tak app.
Welcome Hardik, welcome on India Today Inspiration.
Thank you for having me.
You know, firstly it gives me great pleasure to see you fit. Tell me that. Tough to see you go under the knife. For you, for your fans, for all of us who follow Indian cricket, we need to see you back in full glory. Tell me about the recovery, how is it going?
Touchwood, recovery has been fantastic. The way we expected, it's actually happening faster than what we expected. So luckily, I'm quite happy in that way. And as you said, once you go under the knife, it's very difficult to, keep motivating yourself, because you have to make sure you can't give 100% anymore because your body was used to 100%. But once your body touches the knife, you have to start giving 200%, and that's what we focused. And it's not been easy, but I've been managing and I've been getting stronger by that.
See, we don't really know, I mean, what really goes through an athlete's body. Let me take you deeper. 2019 was tough. Yeah. The year started in a particular manner which was difficult for you. Yeah. It ended in a particular manner with the injury. Mentally, how can you deal with these challenges, or how have you dealt with these challenges, including the recovery? Give me details, take me deeper.
I can take you back from the start of the year. I was again out from the injury. I was making a comeback, and something personal in personal life, something happened, and it just created havoc. And it was just, I was just talking to someone 2 days back that when things were happening that time, we had no idea what's happening, because from the apology to suspension, from the XYZ getting involved, and all the big people are saying they're going to be banned for this much. We as a cricketer, we didn't know what's going to happen. When I went back after suspension also, I was sitting at home, and I actually thought that this is the first time in actually a cricketer's, my life, that the ball was not in my court. It was in someone else's court where they had to take the shot. And that's a very vulnerable place you don't want to be in.
I want to understand that.
Yeah.
People think, you are flamboyant and cocky and stuff. What were you going through mentally? I want to understand that vulnerability as well.
It's just that I don't say much out, so people still take it as you said. But for me, I still remember I didn't step out of my house, and unknowingly my father gave the interview as well, which was actually a fact, but which I didn't like, because I don't like to go out and say things. So, but yeah, I was just inside me. It took me a week or 10 days to just realize that this is not it. You have to just step out or face the things than just being in your yeah. So I went back home. We were just waiting what's gonna happen, and I just then realized that whatever you have planned and whatever you worked hard, this is kind of a exam which is coming, a difficult phase which you have to get through it. And I shift my focus on my game completely, forgetting what's happening, what's gonna happen, if I'm gonna get suspended for 6 months, if I'm gonna be coming back in next game. I had no idea. It was just rumors. People are saying you'll come here. Someone was saying this much time. But then I went back to basic, which I learned in my early days, that you control the things which you can control. The things were in my control was my practice, my work ethics, how serious I take things. And it was just simple. One thing I noticed, once my sport comes, when my cricket gets involved, it's just cricket. So
in fact, that was my next question, that you go back to New Zealand and you take that flying catch. I mean, that's sensational. Within 1 day of landing, I remember you were taking an evening flight, and then you landed.
I did the day, and the next morning.
Tell me.
It all goes to the practice which I did before. I wanted to, I don't know, it's just that I'm lucky or what. I always make a good comeback. That has made me, every injury or every setback has made me stronger. And I always focused on good things. And when I was practicing, I was like genuinely getting happy about the things were going. I have never batted. I never used to bowl the way I was bowling that time, because I was just, I wanted to make a strong comeback. And when I landed as well, I didn't even think once also that I'm tired, I'm going to be this. And to be honest, it was mentally draining plus physically as well. My injury that phase, because I was so shattered and all, my injury aggravated, you know, because your body takes a lot of load, you know, toll on injury, especially because mentally if you are not strong, you can't come back, or your body does not heal faster. So when I reached there, I kind of started feeling the, you know, tiredness and all. But as I said, you know, my thing was just I wanted to make a comeback.
And that particular catch, I mean, it was the kind of
happened,
comeback of Hardik Pandya.
It just happened, you know, it just happened. That's why I believe that, you know, as a cricketer, if you keep giving your 100%, some miracles happen, and that's what happened that time. You know, I was not focusing on having something special that day, but my intention was just that, you know, no matter what happens, even if I'm tired, I have to give 100%, because that's what I've learned, that over a period of time, that if you keep giving 100% to your work, it generally gives you some magical results.
And your teammates? I mean, I have spoken to a few of them.
They were, to be honest, they were very, very, very sweet. Everyone was just looking. Everyone was. I still remember when I came back, you know, everyone was just looking after me, making sure that I'm mentally all right, physically all right, which was a quite sweet thing. For me, having my players around, having my people around was more satisfying, and yeah, the comeback was fine. Then, yeah, I never had cramps in my life, but that game I had cramps. So that says that I had lots of things going on in my mind, but in the end, everything turned out to be good.
I'm glad he took that catch and did what he did in New Zealand at that point in time. Coming to this current injury, can't be easy. Give us a sense, because an athlete's body who is at the top of his game, you are at the best of your powers, and suddenly you have to go through all of this. How challenging, how difficult, and how you are able to do it?
It is challenging. I was just talking to a friend of mine that's saying that coming up from injury is not easy. It looks easy, you know, when you see a guy coming back with nothing changed and all. It just looks easy, but the process which follows, I mean, you have to go before you come back. It's actually tough. Mentally, you see, or like for example, right now I'm seeing my team. I'm very happy they are winning everything, but I miss being there. It's not being selfish, but it's just that I miss being there. If something goes wrong, I don't know, it's coming on me. I feel like, you know, if I would have been there, it would have not happened. So but then I think about the things which has happened in my life over a period of, I mean, from my childhood to whatever. I've seen worse than my injuries. So it's kind of, I've learned how to manage it. And
oh, what do you mean?
I don't take it that harshly anymore. It's just a part and parcel of a cricketer's life or a sports person life. Injuries are bound to happen. I've tried to control my injuries. I've been in my fittest. Like before I went for my surgery, I was in my fittest. I was proper strong, but it was nothing related to my fitness.
Give me a sense of the rehab. Like what exactly do you do? Let us understand the process.
No one knows the injury. Injury happened 5 years back. No one knew, but this injury, which I just got it done, which I keep going out and manage, which happened 5 years back. So I managed.
5 years back.
I managed the injury for 5 years, and this was the time when I started feeling that I'm not feeling myself the way I was. The pain was taking over my, efforts and all. So instead of putting 100% effort, I was only able to put 50-60%, and then I just felt that it's not right for myself and for the team. So
post the operation, what exactly did you have to go through? How challenging was that on a daily basis? Give me a sense of your one rehab day.
I still remember I had a word with Virat, and I just dropped him a message, and he messaged me to ask me how I am, and I just dropped him a message saying that I am good, but I just wish that no one in the world goes through a back surgery. So I was obviously in meds and all, but I was quite emotionally also challenging, because from me, for example, lifting 100 kgs, I was not able to lift my leg. So after the surgery was the most crucial part. I was not able to walk without the help of my sister-in-law or my very close friend who was there in London to help me. I was not even able to get up is a different thing. I was not able to change my position. So from that to see myself running right now, started bowling, started hitting. Yeah, I never thought, you know, I always had a question. This was the first injury, because otherwise I always think positive. This was the first injury. I thought that, you know, I'll have to be very, very careful to make sure that this does not aggravate, because back is not a small thing. So, but yeah, I'm lucky, and I'm happy. I'm in a good vibe. So
India is lucky. Yeah. We need you. Let's be clear about it. India is lucky. We need you. The day first you went out again and started hitting, where, how? Take me deeper. I mean, there are certain things beyond the media. This show is not beyond the media. Tell us. Your fans want to listen.
I recently had a hit and it just felt so nice. It just felt so nice, and um, I try to keep letting the fans know what exactly I'm doing. So they see my batting video, they see my training video, and they see the lifestyle part as well. So I make sure that on social media they get an idea what kind of life I'm living. So recently I only uploaded the batting video and the bowling we started, and you know, this was a phase which I was waiting for, you know, just to start the cricketing activity, because fitness is fine, but you know, once you start getting the ball in your hand, once you hold the bat, it's just a different feeling, and then that feeling takes over the feeling of going back to the team and playing for the country.
When you were recovering, Hardik, give us a sense of home, I mean family and Krunal, because both of you have done very well for India. What was his role? What was family's role? Personal life? How, because there has to be a team when processes like this happen.
I'm lucky in that way. I have literally 6-7 people in my team who are always there to make sure that, you know, I'm on the right track, and with the time even I've learned how to be on the right track. So Krunal is one, Pankuri is one, my girlfriend Natasha is there, my manager Vivan is there. They all are, my brother and everyone, they all are there to support me and, you know, make sure that mentally and physically I'm, you know, doing all right, and I'm just lucky to have them. That's it.
There is so much about you in the media that there is a style quotient, this is how you behave, you conduct. For example, my research shows you have done for your fans, you've contributed to charity in a serious manner, you have paid for your fans' treatment, you have, so there is this side of Hardik Pandya which is not known, one. The other side is what people consume you with. How are you in reality? What is the Hardik Pandya like?
I've figured one thing, you know, which I don't know if it's true or no, but lots of people take me in a very wrong way, because unless until someone who does not know me, they think I'm arrogant, I'm not easy to talk to, I'm cocky and all. But with the ones who have known, I've got so many people coming to me and saying, you know, we thought you were like this, but you are completely opposite. That's why the relationship which I have with all my teammates or anyone who know me closely is fantastic. You know, they are genuinely like my brothers and all. And as you said, helping someone or charity part or something, I've done my bit a lot, but you know, I'm someone who likes to keep it. It happens with it. I do it for my and my family's happiness. I don't do it, and I like to help people because that's what I've learned. You know, that's a religion for me. Helping people is something which makes you feel really good, and it has always helped me.
Is it because you've grown up the hard way, you've seen hardship, you've seen struggle, where you sort of learned to realize that where you are, product of hard work, talent and everything else, but it's a sort of a give back? I mean,
100%, you know, from where I have come, you know, I've seen all the phase in my life, from being difficult, from having the difficult times and then getting the lifestyle which I have right now. You know, I've seen kind of all the parts. So whenever I see my old life, I just think that, you know, this is a blessing what I have right now. So that's why I like to give back to the society and the people who need. And it just makes me feel good saying that you are doing something for people who are in need.
Give me a sense of that past life. I mean, how challenging was it to become Hardik Pandya or Krunal Pandya?
It is challenging because from where we have come, you know, last two cricketers were Irfan Pathan and Yusuf Pathan. And after that, it's almost 10 years after that I came back, if I'm not wrong. 10, 15 years, 12 years if I'm not wrong. Irfan Pathan made in 2003. After that,
that Australia series.
Yeah, when we used to play, you know, it was just difficult because things are different. You know, we don't have actually the Baroda team which we play for. We don't have that much exposure how any other team has in the country. But you know, I don't know. I just had something in myself. You know, I still remember there was a situation when I got dropped from the under-17 team because of the things which I had with the coach or something like that. It was very hilarious. You know, I had no intention, but it's the same thing which happened. I still remember someone tried to explain my brother or someone saying he has an attitude problem. So I got dropped from the team, and same time my father got heart attack, and he was someone who used to earn in our family. That was not me and Krunal used to max get 35,000 a year, which you get for playing under 16 or under 19 if I'm not wrong. Papa got heart attack, he stopped obviously going to the office. Krunal got dropped, I got dropped because of my behavior. And so in one point of time, everyone stopped. Even that 35,000 which could have helped us for a couple of months just stopped. So I went to the ground, I was waiting for the team to get announced, and I saw that I scored, and the funniest part, I scored 800 runs that year. So I was the highest run scorer, but because they didn't like me that time, they didn't pick me. And I went to the ground. I ran 17 rounds of the ground. Yeah, I was just crying through the round, and I was just emotionally drained because it was happening. Then my papa's situation, my situation, it was just 2-3 years. It was just a lot for me to take it because we have seen good life. We were a decent family, but just then not managing anything, not understanding how to save money or something. It's just that things just went haywire, and I just mentally I was not able to take it, saying that why us. And then when I asked why us, then they were like, you are. Then I was talking to myself, saying that you even want the life which a fantastic life. So even you need something. So if you have to work hard for it. So then I decided, I'm going to put everything what I have in my efforts which I can put in my game. I just went, and those next 2 years, 17 and 18, 17, 18, 19, 3 years, I just completely gave it to cricket. I stopped talking to people. I was just having friends as my cricket friends, that's it. I had no outside friend, neither a girl or a guy or an uncle or anyone. I just didn't have, I was just cut off from the world because I felt that it might distract me from my goal which I have to achieve. And yeah, next year again they didn't pick me, but I still remember my assistant coach of the team, under 19 assistant coach, and the captain went to the selectors and asked, saying that give him one chance. That he is very important, because again I scored 8. So they said that give him one chance. If he does not do in one chance, I still remember two selectors came to me and said that we can only get you 2 chances. If you can't get one chance, or if I'm not one chance, if you can't do it, we won't be able to do anything. And I don't know, just I took it and I.
So from then to now, to an IPL contract and multi-crore contract in India and India's best all-rounder, does it seem real? I mean,
I've started to gulp it now. I just make it because I can't keep getting surprises up now. So if me and Krunal are the one who, when we sit together, we think about it, and we always say, yeah, this is not what we expected. This is something which we've been lucky. I always say this is a dream which is happening right now, and I just want to make sure that the dream lives on. And I understand, to make sure that this dream carries on, I have to work hard. And I've just given everything what I can possibly give in my hard work, and it just gives me good satisfaction.
This style quotient, music, food, what's the cultural life of Hardik Pandya like? Do you listen to music, right?
A lot.
What
music
kind?
Is a big part of. Generally, I listen to English music, but half of the things which I don't understand. But it's just that the vibe which I like.
I like the candid you. I actually like it. I mean, very few will tell me I don't understand. And the dressing up and the flamboyance, where did this come from?
This is natural. I don't know. Maybe I've got influenced by someone, but I don't know. Back of the mind, it has stored, and I just go and see things. I pick up things, and that's how it has happened.
And the hairstyle, including the colors, etc. It's fun.
That's my hairstyle guy, Alim. Alim is one of the best in the world, I feel. So he keeps doing something new again and again, and that's how I've learned. And now I'm not in that phase. I'm more simple now. This is simple me, not the loud me.
For us, it is quite not simple. Anyway, but that's the whole point. You've got to celebrate Hardik Pandya and see him, and that's why he brings that. We will not take that flying catch. We will not give what he's been able to. There's a difference, and it's important to celebrate difference as far as I'm concerned. Before I go into a break, 2 questions here. Did the thought of this injury at any point, the fear of going under the knife, that my career can be over, happen? Because Sachin, for example, told me, when you are under the knife, you don't know it.
100%. This was my first thought when in Bangalore after the South Africa series, because I stopped feeling my left leg. I was stopped, as in it was almost 40%. I was not feeling it properly. That was the symptom which we decided that we're going to go under the knife. And first thought, when Nitin Patel, the Indian team physio, came and said, we might have to go for the knife. My first reaction, no chance. I said, no chance, I'm going to manage. Then he explained that for 5 years we've been managing. He was the first person who saw me 5 years back. it took me one night to digest the fact that I might have to go under surgery. I didn't completely tell myself that, we are going for surgery. So for me, first surgery of back, and people keep saying, people have scared me, and how? Saying that back surgery is this serious, back surgery will finish this, back it's very difficult and all. Then I was like, this is little scary. But then I was like, I can't go because someone else had a problem after surgery. I am a different individual, I am a different body type, I have a different work ethic. I know I'm going to make a strong comeback, and I'm going to do the exact right things which I'm supposed to do for make sure that my back does not get more hampered. And that's how we went. The first 15 days were the most difficult part. As I said, no walking, I was not able to move, nothing. I had 2 people to just look after me to make sure even I moved from the bed. But then slowly, when I came back, I started my training. I started training with a pillow and all that thing, just lying on the bed straight. That was my first exercise, which I never thought that can be an exercise. And from there, slowly moving exactly one part, slowly, once I started picking up the strength, started picking up gaining weight and all. I went to 69, which I never been in my life. Weight after surgery, I went to 69. So the amount of muscle I lost was, it was just scary. I thought I'll lose my power and all, but touch wood, I'm back to 74 right now.
You are on record saying Virat and his fitness ethic inspires you. Tell me more.
100%. It's not, it's very easy. If you see Virat Kohli, the old Virat Kohli, and you see the new Virat Kohli, it's just different. The amount of energy he has, at the 49th over also, he jumps and throws and gets, and you're like, boss, you have to take a chill pill. But that's what his energy, that's what his fitness level is, which inspires not me, many, I assume in the whole, lots of people. Generation never had this fitness awareness, which he got it because he changed, he completely transformed. And why people follow him as well, either me or anyone else, because he sets an example. He's leading from the front. He's always there on this thing, leading from the front and making sure that people follow him. And that's fantastic. Fit Virat is always a better Virat, as I've said.
2019, fantastic cricket you all played in the World Cup.
Yeah.
Then that New Zealand game. Yeah. You were there, that Skyer.
Yeah.
Tell me, how did you deal with that trauma? How difficult was it?
Dude, actually, for a couple of days in the morning when you used to get up, it used to feel like, what just happened? I still remember after the game was on 11th, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah. 9th of July.
9th of July. I messaged, actually Virat or someone, me, Kier or someone messaged each other in a group saying that this does not feel right. I get up in the morning and we all were feeling the same, saying, what just happened? This is not true. It was just there, and how can we? So for us to accept the fact, it was just a lot, But then
that's sport.
That's a sport which we all have learned, and the most difficult part when you are asleep that night. After the game, we had to go back to the hotel and think about it, that what just happened. And as cricketers, no one has to tell us what's happening. We are smart enough to know what mistakes we have done and what better could have done, But that when the biggest trauma was when MS got run out. Otherwise, I don't know, MS, before MS, even I got out, Rishabh got out, Virat, anyone. I just know with that person, we had believed that he has done so many times, he's going to do one more time. If I am 100% sure if the run out would not happen, and that was a miracle throw from Guptill, he didn't even thought that that was the time when we felt
it's over.
Otherwise, we were still confident in saying that we're going to back him, we're going to back. But that happened, it just went down.
I don't know if I should say it on air. I was actually at a program with MS about 7-10 days back, and I asked him, how about that? And he said, you know what, in my first game, if you remember, I was run out, and this game, again, and I keep telling myself that why didn't I dive? And I'm like, what? He said, those 2 inches, I still keep telling myself, MS Dhoni, you should have dived.
He says.
It was strange, the way his body language changed. And he was like, Dada, you know what? I should have dived. And I could sense the pain. I could sense it. It's still very raw.
He said that time also. But he has never dived in his life.
Correct.
He has played 15 years of international cricket. He has never dived. Once also that dive that has never come.
So he said those 2 inches would have saved because of the dive.
Yeah.
Destined.
Yeah, destined. But because he was so quick, he never needed to.
Tell me something, was the dressing room still believing that, for example, Ravi Shastri says his mental computer was on. Jimmy, Nishabh, last over 15, you have to back MS.
17 I was expecting when I was backing MS. Jimmy, I know that Nishabh was going to bowl, and I knew MS is done, and that guy, someone who has a 14-year of experience, and this guy is like chilled out. You know, my guy is like chilled out, does not, you know, get that much into the situations and all. You know, he's just calm and composed and waiting for the right opportunity to pound on. And I kind of knew that, you know, this over it's okay. Jimmy Nishabh will come last over, that guy will bowl whatever. MS will find a way to score 2 sixes. And when that run out happened, and we were like, still, we thought it would be in, but the way they were celebrating, we thought he would have made it. MS, you don't generally see a run out. And then when we saw on the screen MS walking, that was a...
Now 2020, it has to happen. Tell me about it. How big is it? Is it an obsession? Talk about the 2020.
It is now, it has become, because I've come 2 times very close, and you know, I would have had 2 trophies. I mean, World Cup was close, as in we were there, the strong contenders. We could have, in finals, whatever, something else would have happened. And that Champions Trophy, so that, this World Cup, and now 2020, I'm just eager, you know, I just want to make sure that, you know, I'm prepared, I give everything what I have, and it's just that I want that feeling to hold the cup, you know, it's just, I can't express, but you know, it's just a fantastic, when you see it just becomes, your body I get some adrenaline in my body, you know, thinking about that moment only, so I'm going to give everything what is possible.
And as an all-rounder, you have a very important role. I mean, perhaps one of the most important roles, if you see, it's you because of the balance of the team.
I mean...
Pressure? You feel pressure or you enjoy it?
No, I enjoy it. You know, what else I have to lose? I don't have, from where I've come, I don't have anything to lose. So, for me, it's a challenge which you keep, you know, you keep trying and you keep achieving, you know. So, I take it as a challenge, and I know that I'm good enough to achieve the things which people expect from me. And that's why Krunal keeps saying sometimes, because I get sometimes disappointed, even if I do well. Then Krunal comes and tells me and shows the mirror saying, boss, you expect a lot from yourself. But that's the, what you call, you know, that's the motivation, you know, that always to go one step ahead than what I can do. You know, that's the motivation, that keep learning something new.
Hardik, one thing, I mean, this is a counter history kind of question. We don't know yet, but if MS is not part of the T20 World Cup squad, we don't know yet, but then you have to play the role of a finisher. How tough is that? Have you mentally thought about it? Because you will perhaps be the senior partner, finishing off games for India, winning games for India.
I will never be able to fill MS's shoes. So I don't even think that way. I know I have different capability I can do, and you know, I'm quite excited for the challenge, to be honest. You know, it would be fantastic if I always think, as I said, you know, I don't have anything to lose, and I always have to gain things from here, and whatever I do, it will be always for the team, you know. And I'm quite confident that I will be making sure the team does not go on dry. You know, they always have a guy to hold them, and I will be there, down there, waiting.
I like this attitude. I absolutely like this attitude. But you're batting. Now coming to the more cricketing aspects, you have improved. I mean, if you see the way the power hit comes now, what is the kind of effort that you've put in or practice that you've put in? Because now you can clear boundaries at will. I mean, if I see the last couple of years, that is one significant difference that I see as an analyst in your batting.
I actually started learning one thing which I learned in quite early from Rahul Dravid. That's how I've started improving, and I think that's the process which I started hitting balls out of, because I started picking the balls, right balls. Someone in a meeting, someone said, you know, I'm going to play my natural game. And Rahul Dravid was very angry, saying that, I mean, angry as in he didn't agree. He said there is nothing called natural game. It's all, if you want to be a smart cricketer, you have to be someone who plays according to the situation, someone who plays if 50 for 5, and if you go and try to hit 6 and get out and say I was playing natural game, you are foolish. But at the same time, if you grind and then play, then that's something which is your natural game. So there is nothing called natural, it's all situation-based cricket. which I learned and which I kept in my mind. And then MS told me once that if you want to get rid of the pressure from your own performance, stop looking at the scoreboard, at least your side. See the team part. See if you put team on the front, you will never feel the pressure. And to be honest, till now I've gone to so many times in tough situations. I've never felt that pressure which I used to feel before.
You've batted with MS. In fact, that was another question. For example, again in that conversation, he was like, you know, I was calibrating for myself, I was calibrating for Jaddu because he was with me. Why is he, you know, the great that we call him to be, right? You've batted together, you won India games together. Can you tell me, give me a sense of his mind?
He actually thinks from like if we have 15 overs left, he actually thinks of that last 2 overs also, that how much he wants to get in last 2 overs. So his 13 overs are connected to last 2 overs where he's going to plan those last 2 overs that he wants 20 runs or 25 runs from. So he'll make sure in 13 overs he gets that much run, that in the last 2 overs he only gets the amount which the number which he has targeted. And in many ways, yeah, he knows exactly this bowler I have to target, this bowler I have to make sure I can't here. If I try to hit him, I'll get out. He won't try that bowler. And more than 90% of times he has done it. You know, he has always used, yeah, he has done it. And that's what we keep learning from him. You know, learning parts which I've felt that, you know, if you have the heart to learn, there is no stoppage.
Yeah. You believe we have a team for the T20 World Cup? I mean, there was so much talk about number 4, but now Shreyas has come in, is doing extremely well at number 4. You think the balance of the team with Jasprit also making a comeback, the balance of, we have the team for the tournament?
100%. We will be one of the. If you see our team, there are minimum 5-6 match winners on their own. It's very rare to get which. You don't get it, you know, 4-5 people who can win games single-handedly in bowling and batting both. So, where you get that team? You know, Virat can win you games single-handedly. Rohit, Rahul, Rishabh, Shreyas, Bumrah, Shami, Chahal, all are there who can make you win games where even if someone does not do, they will step up and do it. So,
now you are part of a bowling quartet in Test match cricket. We are number 1 in the Asian Test Championship. And this is something, Hardik, I wanted to ask. I mean, people questioned you as a Test match bowler, the 5 for in England. People questioned your batting ability. You've time and again proved. How important is the World Test Championship to you? Because people are saying this has the potential of becoming the number 1 ICC trophy because it's Test cricket, played over a period of time, multiple conditions, varied conditions. And how important is that? And the second question is this Test match setup. Have you ever bowled with a better bowling unit? A Mohammad Shami, a Jasprit Bumrah, a Bhuvaneshwar Kumar, an Umesh Yadav, the variety with you, 140 Ks, everybody. Have you ever bowled, or you've watched cricket, have you ever seen a better bowling unit?
I don't think so. I don't think so. The way they are, I've seen them I've seen very closely. People, they are kind of fear now to people. When you think about Indian bowling, fast bowling attack, it's not the same. People fear now. You know, when I see Jasprit coming, hitting the deck hard, Shami coming, Ishan bowling 140.
Yeah, I missed Ishan.
Yeah, Ishan has been one of the most consistent bowler in the recent past. And, you know, because Jassi, Shami and all have done so well, you can't pick one, you know, you can't pick standout because Jassi is doing in all 3 formats. That's why people are counting him standing. He's 1 level up. Otherwise, in Test match cricket, all 3 are doing so great. You know, they're making the life so difficult for the batsman, which we never thought. You know, getting 20 wickets in all the series. You know, yeah, we are doing it. And Test Championship is.
How important is that?
It's very important. You know, it's in the end. People keep saying it's ultimate. Test, you know, that's why it's called Test, and I've seen it, I've felt it, why it's Test as well. It's test of your mental strength, it's test of your fitness, it's test of everything possible. You have to get up in the morning, your body will be sore next day, it's a lot, that's why it's called Test. And yeah, I'm excited, and till my body helps me, I'm quite excited to play.
And you know, to bat the way and bowl 140. I mean, when you came 125, 30, 35, yes. But this increase in pace, now you're consistently clocking 140s.
I think I was not strong before, I think. That's because I had...
So is it muscle mass, fitness?
For me, I started at the age of 19. So I had so much of things to learn. So my action was weird when I was 120, 130. My action was different. My legs were not strong. My arms were not strong. when you see international circuit, you evolve. You see people working out. You see, I was working out. To be honest, from the age of 16, I used to follow. There was 2 years of span which we kept Ronaldo's picture, which he scored a goal and removed his t-shirt, and he was standing like this with the whole body. So I still remember in BCA gym, there was 4-5 cricketers of us who challenged, saying that whoever comes close to this, we didn't know what was the prize, but he wins. And we used to, no matter what, after practice, after anything, we'll go into bicep, we'll go into squats, and it's just that fitness was, at par that time. And from that time, I was strong. But 130 to 140 was a big jump for me. I was so proud of myself, saying, we worked hard. We spent lots of time in gym, got strong, but I still think it was still natural. Though I worked on, because pace is something natural. Otherwise, lots of people would have come and trained really hard and they would have gone 150. Correct. But I feel that me, a rookie starting at the age of 19 and at the age of 23, 24, bowling 140, there was something.
Comparisons? I mean, you've been compared with a Kapil Dev, perhaps premature. You also said it. You've been compared with, being said Ben Stokes, etc., etc. Do you even think I've got to be the best in the world? Do you think of such comparisons?
No. For me, the most important part that whichever team I play for wins. Hardik Pandya does not carry any burden about his own performance. I don't. It's a very materialistic thing. No, for me, it's no. My team does not win, I get very upset. That's the comparison. Ben Stokes or Kapil sir or anyone, it's just, I don't look at that way. For me, I have to be the best. I have to be best what I can give. I have to give 100%. I have to make sure that my team wins no matter what happens. Even if I score, I've been so happy when I've scored 10 runs and my team has won. Then more than when I've scored 30 runs and we have not won. Yeah, so that's what it is. Comparison, I can be happy about it. Someone compares me with Kapil Dev sir or Stokes, anyone. It's their opinion. But for me, I just want to be Hardik, as I've always said, and I want to make sure that, I play good. That's it.
You mentioned about the team. Tell me one dream. 2020, it's winter, start of a new year. Christmas has just happened. Santa Claus has come. Fitness-wise, you are perfect. Now, one dream for 2020, winning the World Cup?
100%. It goes without saying. Right now, whenever I imagine, I just imagine us lifting the cup, and I hope that comes true, and I'll be quite happy. And I'm going to take a 15 days break after that and enjoy that moment. But for me right now, it's just the process which we have to make sure that we keep doing to achieve that goal, and that's a long-term goal. But the process starts from now, and it will be one step at the ladder, and slowly that cup will be there.
Two final ones before I wrap up. One. You've had a very interesting life. I mean, a short life, but an interesting life. When I think back, layers, you'll make a great biopic. What is the single most important learning so far in your life? And secondly, I ask this question of my friends, that 7 years down the line, 10 years down the line, I'm sure you'll have a great cricket career. You'll win World Cups. How do you see Hardik Pandya's legacy?
The first one, I actually have two learnings in my life, which I've...
Go for it.
One goes back to when I was 17. I remember when I got dropped from the team, I used to keep asking myself, saying, boss, why me? The dreams which you want to achieve won't happen sitting here and crying about it or complaining, why me? You have to work hard and you have to push more than 100% to achieve, because it's anyway difficult to come from there. But if you want to, there is nothing called impossible. There is nothing called impossible, and you can't complain. You have to accept. And I started accepting my mistakes. That lesson came to me very recently. One more lesson came when I got suspended with all the things happen and all. Things were against me. Everyone I see was going all against and all. And I told myself, I told my brother, I told my family, someone who came to meet me, I told them also. And I didn't know when I was saying this, that what is happening right now, 5 years down the line, this will be the biggest learning lesson in my life.
You've become more sensitive?
100%. Yeah, 100%. I'm more sensible. I think about things. I've learned a lot. I accept. See, one good thing about me and Krunal, actually, my brother also credit goes to. that we accept our mistakes. We always, whenever I speak to a youngster or someone, I keep saying that you have to accept your mistakes. You can't hide behind your, you can't hide behind anything. If you have made a mistake, be a man. And I was man enough to take this as a learning and came out of strong. And once I left it back, I never turned back and say, yeah, I don't mind talking about it because it's past. It's past. But yeah, that was the biggest learning lesson. And to be honest, after 1 month only, I felt it because I played IPL and I felt the responsibility I was taking, the brain I was using that time, the mind I was using in the game. That was the learning point.
Do you want to inspire youngsters? I mean,
100%. You know, I feel that, you know, when 7 years down the line, I want people to get inspired. You know, I want to see, you know, they take my whole career and see, you know, this is an inspiration. I want to go and, you know, be like this, or, you know, there's something I've learned from this. And, you know, I want them to respect. I want them to learn that. I want them to respect the game. I want them to be honest. I want them to, you know, always accept their mistakes. And, you know, that's a fantastic learning point. I figured once you start accepting your mistakes, you become a different kind of person, which has changed my life completely, I can say, with my experience, you know.
And is it true that you get pumped up with your tattoos?
All tattoos have meaning. I've always got tattoos with, this is faith. This is when I got suspended for this thing. I made a peace tattoo. This is for my dogs. One I made here is for my life, how you have to control mentally. So that's a playlist. So it's just a pause, forward, and it just have some meaning to me. And, you know, yeah, I get it whenever I get, generally I've always got tattoos whenever I get injured. This is the first time I've not got tattoos till now.
Okay, let's put it this way. Please don't get any more tattoos. Yeah, and don't get injured.
Done. Because I don't promote that, but yeah, that's
don't get injured, because India doesn't want you to get injured on that note. But it's been great. Trust me, it's been great talking to him. Because for me also, I mean, there are people who are misunderstood. There are people who have been perceived in very different ways. But to say I made a mistake, but to say I will do this for this country, to say I live in obsession, to say, yes, I don't know this, so what, but I still do it, takes a lot of courage, because all of us live in our own bubble where we can't make mistakes, where we can't sort of, you know, we pretend to be who we are. That's not what you get with Hardik Pandya. You get what you see. It's clearly not a story that is over. It is a story that is still very much in the making. And as he said, maybe 7 years down the line, maybe 10 years down the line, that story will get done. For the moment, he's a dream that lives on, a dream that in 2020 will have one more chapter. And maybe at that point in time, I'll request him and his team for another interview. World Cup champion Hardik Pandya at that point in time. Thank you for talking.